In this video I'm going to share 4 amazing places in Yoho National Park that you can visit from Banff. The first of these I'd highly recommend staying overnight, and it's Emerald Lake. One advantage of Emerald Lake is it has a big parking lot on site and you don't need to pre-book, you can just arrive and visit the lake, unlike Moraine Lake, Lake Louise, where you have to go online and pre-book your tickets for the shuttle bus that takes you to the lake. So that's something to bear in mind. I would say Emerald Lake wasn't quite as busy as Lake Louise and Moraine Lake, but still busy enough. Here you can see we're just walking up to the sort of main bridge where people are obviously fighting for positions to get the classic shot of the lake for their Instagram, for example. One of the most popular attractions on Emerald Lake is, as you can see here, hire a canoe, and that's exactly what we did. You can't book the canoes in advance, it's just a first come first served, and it's 100 Canadian dollars for an hour in a canoe, maximum of 3 people. That does sound expensive until you compare it to Lake Louise, which is $170, and Moraine Lake, which is $160. Next to where you hire the canoe, they also have a small souvenir shop. One thing to note, you'll see in a minute one of the staff moving, he's got in his hand a blue cushion. This is for the third person in the canoe. You can see there the blue cushion. There's only proper seats for the front and back, so the middle person, their back goes against this wooden beam you can see and they actually sit on the floor of the boat. Just something to bear in mind, it's not as comfortable for the middle person. And then we set off on our adventure to cruise Emerald Lake. Stunning scenery all around for an hour, and it was really enjoyable. In the middle of Emerald Lake, the sun is shining, and $100 is definitely worth it just for that view. So I mentioned we stayed overnight at Emerald Lake, and we stayed at Emerald Lake Lodge. They have a number of lodges, they vary in size. We had a 1-bedroom, 2-bed, quite spacious, really nice and clean, nice big bathroom. They all have a balcony as well. One thing to note, you don't get Wi-Fi in the lodges, you only get Wi-Fi in the main lodge building, which is where you go to obviously check in, and they've got various facilities there, a restaurant, etc. But in your lodges, yeah, you don't have a TV and you don't have any Wi-Fi, and the cell phone or mobile phone signal is non-existent as well. Another big advantage of staying on the site is when the tourists go home, sort of 6-7 p.m, you can see the place is much quieter. Early morning and in the evening, although the weather wasn't great for us, it's just really nice and peaceful, really quiet. I do have a separate review video on Emerald Lake Lodge where I show the food, for example, so if you want to watch that one, then please click the link above. Next stop is only an 8-minute drive from Emerald Lake, and it's Natural Bridge. Plenty of free parking available at this one. This is just a short stop. As you can see, there's bridge just off the parking lot, and it just gives you a nice view of the fast flowing rapids and river below. This is the Kicking Horse River, and the term Natural Bridge actually refers to the rock formation you can see here that's just formed a natural bridge across the river. Next on my list is a 40-minute drive from Natural Bridge towards Golden, and it's Wapta Falls. There is free parking and pit toilets at this one. One thing to note, to get to the falls, it's about a 10-minute drive off the highway on this quite rocky, sort of muddy road. I did see, non-4x4 vehicles on it, but just something to be mindful of. Getting to the falls from the parking lot is a 4.8 kilometre round trip. Elevation gain 109 metres, allow 1 hour 15, 1 hour 30 for there and back. The first sort of third of the trail starts off like this. It's relatively flat, good underfoot conditions. However, there are sections that are more elevated, are a bit rougher, like you can see here. And there's a small section that's really quite bad underfoot, so sadly for this one I wouldn't recommend it if you have mobility issues. As you approach the falls, you have this sort of fenced off area. If you just head down another sort of 20 metres and you'll get to the main viewing area. These falls are quite impressive, quite wide, quite powerful. You do get a nice view of the falls from that first viewing point, and that's where most people do go. You have the option to continue another sort of 10 minutes. The trail you can see here, it is quite steep in places, but it is worth it when you get down. It does give you a really nice open view of the falls looking back on them. And my final destination is a 55-minute drive from Wapta Falls, heading in Banff direction, and it's a visit to the second tallest waterfall in Canada, Takakkaw Falls. Free on-site parking, and there are pit toilets and picnic benches. You can visit the falls between June and October. Out with these times, or out with these months, the access road is closed off. So please make sure before you visit that the road is open and you can access the falls. Best time to see the sort of most amount of water coming over the falls is mid-June. It's a 1.4 kilometre round trip from the parking lot to the falls and back. The surface, as you can see here, is really good. It's wheelchair and stroller friendly, and it's only a slight elevation gain of 36 metres. There are also additional hikes you can do, there's campgrounds available, and you'll find information and signs like this that will guide you to these. As you make your way to the falls, you'll pass these information signs, which just gives you some background information in terms of the ice field and the glacier that feeds the falls. You'll also come across this 3D model which shows the Yoho Valley, the falls, the glacier and ice field. The word Takakkaw actually means magnificent, and when you see the falls, you'll understand why they chose that name. Once you've crossed the river, the path does narrow a bit, but as you can see the surface is still really good, just this sort of slight uphill gradient. As I mentioned, these are the second tallest falls in all of Canada, and when you have a large body of water dropping over an almost 300 metre vertical drop, it does create some spray, and you can see the spray just in the air here. It's nothing too significant, it's not like you need a waterproof jacket or anything, and actually on a nice sunny day like we had, it's quite refreshing. I do hope you've enjoyed this video, found the information useful. If you have, please consider hitting a thumbs up and give the video a like, and also subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future content. Thanks for watching.